Welcome back, everybody, to VE League. D-Lime's joining here on the broadcast. We have Apache and Major Zero as well. So we're ready for our next matchup, BMN versus Joe. The match between me and Plywood is going to be postponed until about 12 hours from now. So the late night race to the final. So we're going to get these guys going here in a moment. Wait, no, says BMN in backstage. Just hold on. We're going to hold on just for a moment. So, how are you, Major?
I'm doing good. How are you, Limes?
I'm kerfuffled, but fine, decent.
That's understandable. I can understand it's kind of uncomfortable being basically pushed back 12 hours on your race. Doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. You got to be prepared for all kinds of stuff, and I mean it is what it is. So, all right, so we're gonna get them going in a few moments, and it should be a fun time.
And they're off.
All right, BMN and Joe, their paths to this point in the season. BMN comes in here as the 3 seed, 3 losses in the regular season. Very, very consistent player, probably one of the most consistent players in league. He is more than capable of getting world record. He can do everything and then some. Has just been unbelievably consistent. While Joe, consistent in his own way, he just hasn't been putting up like the constant 102s that like say BMN has. So it's going to be a battle of who blinks first. We've seen both of these fellas make significant mistakes at some point at some race. BMN famously losing almost a minute on Vamp week 1. Joe hasn't had as many big issues, so is something big going to happen where Joe can come back into this? Or is this going to be a runaway for BMN? I mean, who knows?
Do I spy these racers using stair glides?
Yes, so a little animation cancel. If you mash or turbo the weapon button while you're unequipped, you can actually skip a couple of the stairs, the animation of the stairs. If you time it right, it saves some frames here and there, but it does add up over the course of a run. So Olgas for these two, both right side Olgas. That's what you want in a race scenario. Very consistent. And they nailed their first 2 shots to start with.
We've shared everything.
It looks like BMN gets the slightly better RNG where Olga goes forward at the end. Joe's Olga goes backwards. Loses a couple seconds because of that, but still very early. 2 clean fights.
Double dab drop. Let's go.
Wow, that is. I'm not sure if we've seen that in League. We've seen dab drops, but a double dab drop. That's good stuff to see.
I think that's a first. So I guess Joe's not going to go for any more stair glides for the tanker. Looks like B-Man might be though.
Yeah, I think B-Man is going to do everything he can to save those precious frames, and who can blame him? I think Joe just recently learned about stair glides, but hasn't applied it to everywhere. So,
Hey, he's put some in already. We saw some at the beginning of tanker, so that's really good awareness and good, including new strats into your run. That's good.
so Joe firing a warning shot there just to not interact with a guard for whatever reason. Kind of weird, but I mean, it is what it is. So B-Man going with a newer engine room strat that he does. So he holds up the guard, rolls into this guard. He's going to get a caution. And he's basically he's gonna do the domino guard strat that you've seen in League where we roll into the guards, but just at a different point. Very clean, very nice. And Joe's going to do the more traditional one, do it on the stairs, pulls it off as well. We want to get a caution in this room to skip a mini cutscene right near the sensors. And both are into deck 2 with no problems, so pretty close so far.
Really, the only gap between these two is the gap between their Olgas right now. Pretty much
Pretty
it.
much. Yep. But a lot of elements coming up as far as guard rush and the infamous hold. So
Absolutely.
we've seen so many lead changes there.
The enemy is attacking. Stay alert, everyone.
All right, no alert from BMN. And ooh, Joe does get an alert. He just shot a little too late. Has to hesitate and trank that guard so he doesn't get kicked. So loses about a second for that little mistake. All right. Let's see these guard rushes. Both going with the lethal approach. B-Man's very clean. See if we can get these last 3 guards. Joe's worked out as well. It wasn't as quick, but he didn't have any like major mistakes. So still only about a couple second gap.
At the moment, every industrialized nation on the globe knows the
All right,
specifications
hold one. I'm just gonna watch.
So do a number of rogue states. They are all working on developing their own Metal Gear force to compete with the U.S.'s nuclear strike capability.
Okay, no problem from BMN. Joe playing it safe and tranking that guard in first person. Doesn't want to take any risks.
The only thing that can stand up to a Metal Gear is, of course, another Metal Gear.
BMN going with a little bit faster hold-up method.
With Ray,
Joe going with the domino strat. This is monka-ass. Jeez, that was
thousands of Metal
wonky movement, but it worked.
are no longer a threat. The blind rush to nuclear proliferation will be continued.
Oh, ooh, BMN. Oh my god. He thought he had the camera equipped and nearly walked into the guard. Oh, that would have been huge. Good tankers from both. Pretty even. Wow. B-Man gets his photos.
And he's out.
Joe gets him as well. He's out as well.
Let's go.
And I said at the beginning of the broadcast, Apache would help commentate. He's just gonna work behind the scenes for this one. So just me and the MGS3 world record holder. So all right, to the docks. Not a whole lot going on for the next few minutes. A lot of cutscenes, a lot of codec, a lot of tutorial stuff. We've been through this before over the last 3 months. Just don't get an alert and and just get on the elevator. All you have to do. Shoutouts to B-Man's birthday of 4/20/69. And then I believe BMN will go back and get the M9. I don't think Joe goes back and gets the M9. I think he just likes to screw around with these guards. Yeah, he's going to wake this guard up and then just kind of play with him. Neat little trick, if you end the tanker on USP, you can then quick equip to the M9 when you get into plant. And then further enhance that by unequipping it before Pliskin, and then you can re-equip it again before Stillman without even having to menu. Nice little glide from Joe, Mr. Memester. All right, to the top we go. Nice little thing with BMN there. He spammed R2, his a weapon button, to crawl just a tiny bit faster under the fence. You see that a lot in Twin Snakes being brought here to save just a frame or so.
That's funny because that's like the only place where you could actually use that in pretty much the whole run, because the only other places where you crawl you would also have the coolant on your previous, which means that it wouldn't.
Right, like in Strut A, like it would be so useful to do it in there, but yeah, like you said, we have the coolant, so you can't do it. All right, so both of them are on the menu trick properly. They'll be able to quick equip the M9 as soon as they get out of the Stillman cutscene. And we will see, barring some surprise, 2 different bomb disposal routes. We'll see the conveyor belt route from BMN going counterclockwise, picking up bomb or boxes along the way and riding the conveyor belt twice. Joe should be taking the more conventional route by going clockwise. Both of them messed up that cartwheel. That is strange. Joe go clockwise and not deal with cardboard boxes or conveyor belts. It should come out to roughly even. It's more or less a preference strat. But BMN has increased the lead just a little bit based on just sheer movement. Movement is huge in this category. All right, BMN, like predicted, going counterclockwise. He's going to defuse Strut C first. Joe is going to leave Strut C and go defuse the Strut D bomb first. So we really won't know what the lead is until they get to the end of bomb disposal heading towards Fortune. It's going to look a little weird right now, but as long as they don't make any major mistakes, it should be about the same gap, like 7-8 seconds, something like that. Oh, Joe's having trouble with it. He's going to get an alert, and he's going to... Yeah, I think he's going to get shot, too, after this codec. Oh,
Ooh, turbo.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a few seconds gone, just
Oh,
because of
yeah.
that kerfuffle.
Hey, at least he didn't get kicked.
No. I mean, what he did was basically equivalent to the time loss, but...
Yeah.
Alright, as Major said earlier, Strut A. Can't do the spam R2 trick here because we got that coolant. And very good to defuse the bomb from the backside from BMN. Clean on the coolant rises. Pretty good so far. This room can be a little tricky for BMN because you're getting spotted by the Cypher. Then you got to trank that guard before you get shot. You have like no time to do that. So it's a cute but tricky little room. So after BMN defuses this bomb, you're going to see him pick up his first cardboard box in the southwest room. Nice cartwheel off the boxes. That is really tricky to do. B-Man is just laying it out there. Very good Claymore pickup. Okay, bad cartwheel, but it worked. He didn't blow himself up.
Oh, Joe's not doing the new EF bridge.
No, he picks up the Claymore on the way to Fat Man. He's 1974 strats, so... I do want to remind you that we're nearing the end of Very Easy League. We have today and tomorrow, and that is it. The winner of this match will move on to the grand final tomorrow. Time to be determined depending on who's in it. But the loser of this is not done. They will be in a third place match against the loser of the D-Limes versus Plywood match happening in about 12 hours. So everybody's got 2 games left. It's just a matter of what they are. A little sluggish on the Strut A bomb from Joe. And now B-Man's going to get on the conveyor belt for the first time and teleport to Strut B. Then he'll defuse this bomb, head back to Strut C, and then do D as his last bomb. And I do want to thank everybody who participated in the prediction for the channel points who's going to win this race. 57% of you think that Joe is actually going to win this race. That's very interesting. So even though he is the better seed, that would be probably an upset. But we shall see.
It's the enemy. I need help.
B-Man has had some shaky movement issues, a couple botched cartwheels, running into walls a little bit. He's done some good stuff, but he hasn't looked like 100% on point. But then again, this match was moved up about 45 minutes, so who could blame him? Trying to get ready on the fly.
What's going on? Respond. Communications with Strut D have ceased. Carry out.
All right, and Joe is picking up his sensor B now. BMN is heading to the conveyor belt, which will teleport him back to the bottom of Strut A, right at the staircase. So then we'll have an idea of what the lead really is. I think BMN's lead grew a little bit.
It's the enemy. I need help.
Understood. Backup squad heading to the...
Yeah, because Joe's going to be in Strut B when BMN is in Strut A. All right, and there you go. So yeah, the lead has definitely grown. It's probably upwards of about 20 seconds now. See, another sketchy cartwheel from BMN. He's trying to do a little too much. But he's got the lead, so he can definitely afford it. All right, so coming up on Fortune for BMN. Very important that you do a specific punch buffer at the start. That way Fortune can shoot you, shoot the light, shoot the forklift, do a series of certain events. The B-Man crouch, that was a little iffy, but it worked. Very sus. But Joe's just kind of hanging around. He's in the area. He needs probably a mistake from BMN right now, but he can keep this margin where it is and just kind of hang around. You never know. Looks like a fairly decent fortune so far from both players. Yeah, Joe gets shot. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Emi just kind of trolling fortune in first person. It's a good view. All right, B-Man is out. We'll get a gap update here in a second. Joe is in bleeding. That's a little bit concerning. Nice chaff pickup from BMN using the box to grab it much easier. So the gap's about 24 seconds. Not big, not small, but
That's up about 2 seconds from when they were going into Fortune, so.
yeah. But we're coming up on Major Zero's favorite part of the game.
The only part of the game I like.
Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, don't you know, it's Fat Man. I like to do a little thing, shoot him with the M9 a little bit, fights over a little quicker than the rest. So we suspect that B-Man is going to do M9 Fat Man, non-lethal Fat Man. So how do I even explain this? If you can shoot quick enough and quick reload quick enough, you can actually kill Fat Man in one cycle of knocking him down. 4 or 5 shots, depending on which strat you do. And the fight's over about 3 to like 10 seconds quicker, depending on exactly how bad your lethal Fat Man can be. So it's likely that B-Man's going to go for non-lethal Fat Man, and likely that Joe is going to go for lethal Fat Man. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out for both of them. If you do end up missing your non-lethal Fat Man, it can actually be quite slow. So it's definitely a risky strat, and you have to be on point with your quick reloads, or else you could very easily lose time over a lethal Fat Man. So
No
here we
fat
go. We're
bomb
going
from
into Fat Man
BMN.
now. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Some spin from Fat Man there. But B-Man nailed
pulled it
non-lethal
off.
Fat Man.
That was clean.
Fat Man has a bit of RNG when he spawns like that. He can either stand still or spin, either clockwise or counterclockwise. The best outcome is if he doesn't do anything at all. But in that case, he spun clockwise, which is, I think, the better outcome of the two spinning ones. So lethal Fat Man from Joe. Oh yeah, he's doing the new setup where you shoot him first. And then defuse the bomb, and now he's going to go in for one more shot, knock him over again. Good RNG. Ooh, and he escapes a little bit.
Not the best RNG. And slow bombs all the way around. That's 3 slow bombs.
Still not a bad Fat Man from Joe either. That definitely could have gone worse. You can get some supremely bad RNG with Fat Man. He can go west and just get way away from you. You can finish that bomb on like a 35 or less.
Yeah, so the lead's probably grown just a few seconds because of that. B-Man's Fat Man was very clean. Joe had the slight issues, and not getting a fast bomb defuse can cost you 1.25 seconds per bomb, and he had 3 slow bombs, so nearly 4 seconds just on incorrect distance defusing the bombs. Looks like B-Man gets out of the EF bridge okay, doesn't blow himself up with the Claymore. D-pad is a better strat there. And we know Joe is going to do analog, so yeah, don't recommend.
So I noticed that B-Man's doing the new Claymore menu optimization here, but Joe isn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure Joe knows about it. In order to relay information to Joe, you have to email him, you have to DM him like 7,000 times, you have to add him on Twitter, you have to whisper at him on Twitch, and then you have to rinse and repeat for about 4 cycles, and then he'll get the message.
I get best results by just faxing him, to be honest.
Really, I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh,
Oh!
wow, that's a lot
There
of
goes
time
the time save.
Yup. Jeez. Have you ever fired a gun? Like, jeez.
Have you tried aiming the gun?
Oh, man.
So what B-Man did there is he put down a claymore with the intent of blowing it up a little quicker than he did, which would actually give him an alert, spawning those attack team guys there, and they would actually keep the elevator door open for him, which saves about a second on average. It's basically like a little slower than a fast elevator, but it's perfectly consistent if you do it every time. And then you see Joe doing it as well.
B-Man doing a little bit of a newer setup to get the guard onto the retinal scanner. All right. Major element of RNG. Where is the dude with the mullet? Joe playing it really safe and not screwing around with that guard.
Aims, aren't you?
Oh, wow. Look at that
Ooh,
aims.
Let's go.
Near God aims. That is a tier 1 aims for sure.
Absolutely. You cannot ask for better than that. You really can't.
Those of you who bet on BMN, y'all are in good shape right now. But still a lot to go. Joe needs something equivalent. He has to. He's got to get it here. Not good. Not good at all. Oh, he's trying to peek. Oh, that's
Okay,
unfortunate.
northwest aim. That's about as bad as it gets.
Yeah. He peeked a little bit to preview, but yeah, that's not good. We're at the point now where it's going to have to be a pretty big mistake from BMN.
Has Joe ever considered picking up pause buffer strats for aim?
I'm not sure his nice cartwheel from BMN. I'm not sure his feeling on that. I don't know if he's against it or anything or just doesn't care for it, but maybe.
It
I
could have saved
recommend it.
quite a few seconds there.
Could have. Yeah, when you pause the game, it stops the in-game timer, and we go off these games by the in-game timer, so pausing is definitely a viable strategy in certain parts of the game.
You know, if you pause the game, it doesn't completely hide the screen, so you can go in first person, pause the game, then hopefully see where Ames is at to potentially, save a little bit of time by going right to him rather than going all the way around the room like he did.
Yep.
So, Harrier predictions. What do you think?
I think we see a clean from B-Man. I think Joe misses a shot.
I don't know. Joe performs really well under pressure and into races. I don't think so. I think we're going to get two really good Harriers out of these guys today.
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, to be fair, Joe has actually played pretty well. It's just certain things out of his control. That's mostly the gap right now.
Yeah, definitely. The vast majority of the gap right now is down to RNG.
All right, sensors. Let's do this. Wow, that was that's 6 sensor.
Really
Jeez, wow. Oh my god. All right, Harrier from B-Man. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it.
So lucky. Wow, I did not expect that, I'll be honest.
Complete Monka-S for sure. Gets the +1.
That should be a perfect Harrier for B-Man. Let's go.
Yeah,
perfect. Harrier.
perfect.
I noticed he didn't pick up the ammo, so does that mean he's not going to be doing turbo vamp?
You can do turbo vamp with that's like your bare minimum. You'll have 12 Stinger missiles left. That is like the bare minimum, but you got to be in a good position. So we've BMN.
Ooh, and a missed fourth shot from Joe.
Man. Well, Joe's Harrier is more costly than BMN's near mistake there. That's really unfortunate from Joe. This is a really bad Harrier.
So he gets out with effectively a 3-shot Harrier, a 3+1 Harrier.
Yeah, that could have been a good moment for Joe to gain some time with the perfect Harrier, but he's going to lose even more time here.
Encounter
Oh.
requesting backup.
That was the flyover a little too late. And then the fight, but yeah, that's super unfortunate.
Return to your position.
All right, let's see Joe's leap of faith. Very good. No problems there.
All units exercise extreme
Wow, B-Man. B-Man's having some movement issues. Like, this has not been a good perimeter.
But no one's fallen yet.
Oh. Yeah, I think with this kind of a lead, B-Man doesn't even have to worry about swim glitch. You wonder if he would go for it anyway in the event that he would probably have to go for it in a final tomorrow, just for the sake of practice. I don't know. All right, this Nikita pickup can definitely be a little tricky. The hitbox is big but deceiving. But yeah, it was a good pickup from BMN.
I know some people like to do that thing where you turn around instead of doing the right stick flick back thing. I don't have trouble with the flick back.
Yeah, I've had issues with it, which is why I don't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
gotta be
think it's
quick.
more of a preference thing. Yeah.
Definitely. So, is anyone gonna kill the president today?
What are you
I
doing?
wouldn't think. I mean, it takes 2 shots to kill him. Not very easy. So,
I know someone who's done it.
who would that be?
A little guy called Apache Smash.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did it once
What?
on world record pace too.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's true.
That's unfortunate. What a noob indeed.
Interesting Nikita pickup from Joe.
Yeah, he just went like head on, like just didn't want to screw around with that.
I took
Now,
these
obviously, Joe has to go for swim glitch. He's all over the board with swim glitch. Generally, it's pretty good. We've seen a fair amount of 1 cycles out of him as well. Very fast swim glitches, but he's persistent. He can do like a 7 cycle as well. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Well, that's also the nature of swim glitch. It's just such a finicky little thing.
It
It's
is.
so hard to execute.
Good Nikita from Joe. All right, BMN's coming up on this portion of the race. Will he do swim glitch or not? He doesn't need it. Or will he do it anyway?
I think he will.
I think he puts a nail in the coffin now. Yes, sir.
Here we go. Let's go.
That was an aggressive setup, too. Oh, look at that. Look at
Ooh,
that.
Nice.
A little more than a 1 cycle.
Okay,
but that's fine.
that's a pretty good 1 cycle. Not
1
perfect,
and a
but
half cycle. Yeah.
you'll
Very
take
good.
that any day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look, he has radar on. Let's go.
Very helpful when you're surfacing.
So no turbo vamp 1, but perfect execution from B-Man. He just did the classic strat of timing your shots out. Worked out for him.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's looking very good.
We have seen some crazy vamp 1s in League.
Yep. from BMN, from Platonic Guy. I mean, yeah, it can be a messy fight.
And swim glitch for Joe. Let's see.
Yep, so he's taking a longer setup towards it. Not great start. Well, it's working okay, but this is going to be at least a 2-cycle.
Looks
All right,
like
fair enough 2-cycle.
Yep.
Yeah. BMS was probably a little quicker due to the more aggressive start, but all in all, not too bad. Turbo vamp from Joe, nice and clean, consistent. And now things are going to slow down just a little bit for the whole Emma escort section. Joy, oh joy. But not much opportunity for Joe to really gain ground here. So it's going to be late game if anything's going to happen, but it would be a borderline miracle at this point.
Hey, I think this part of the game is underrated. You've actually got a lot of hidden time save that a lot of people don't go for. You got things like frame ones, you got fast hands, you got, even sniping. People will knock Emma over and not even think anything of it.
Right. I mean, there is. It's just nothing like super significant. Like you're not losing 57 seconds here.
No, definitely not.
So
But, that stuff adds up.
it does. Joe needs everything though. That's the problem. All right, well, we have a little bit of a break in the action. I do want to remind people this is the Metal Gear Speedrunners Twitch channel. We broadcast all kinds of Metal Gear content on this channel as far as speedruns, races, tournaments, stuff like that from many Metal Gear games in the series. We are near the end of our league for Very Easy. This was a 3.5-month tournament exhibition to determine a champion. We're in our playoffs right now. We had a playoff game postponed due to internet issues from Plywood. Me and Plywood will play at about 11:30 p.m. Eastern tonight, give or take, on this channel. And tomorrow is third place and our grand final. So if you do like races and other Metal Gear content, speedrun content, be sure to give us a follow. Look at the links below for our Twitter, Discord, all that fun stuff. We'd love to hang out with you and see you in the chat. And thank you to Dash Rando for gifting a sub to Bastion. Much appreciated. Hope you enjoy the emotes. We have a sus Emma bump from Joe, but that works. B-Man's already onto the sniping section. Everybody's favorite part of the game. So very important for sniping that you don't zoom, because Emma's more likely to fall if you zoom for whatever reason. If Emma falls, you're losing about 7 or 8 seconds.
Emma is really weird. There's a lot of things you can do to knock her over that you wouldn't really think would knock her over. If you equip your gun at the wrong time at all, she might fall over. If you zoom in, she might fall over. If you look in the wrong place, she might fall over. If you stand in the wrong place, she might fall over. I don't get why she's so finicky. Oh, that's a throw from Joe. Oh, that was on purpose, wasn't it? I actually like
That
that.
was weird. That was very strange.
Nah, it's a cool style choice. It's fun.
Yeah, for the next few minutes, we're just gonna sit back and enjoy the view, enjoy the sunset, take out a couple of things along the way, and just kind of prep for end game. Just not really much going on here. It's a good time to breathe and relax if you're in a race or if you're on like good pace or something. So, but man, somebody needs to find a way to skip this game, and if you do, skip this section. Yeah, you can skip the game, like that's an option too. Um, we have a bounty. It's $1,000. Find a significant skip in this game, and you could win yourself some cash. We're desperate. Joe writing a GG already on the wall. Hey man, it's not over yet. You never know. Mac McD in the chat says he'll add $100 if somebody skips sniping. So he doesn't care if anything else gets skipped, but he'll contribute $100 if this gets skipped. Okay, I'll note that. That's fair. This would be massive if we could skip this section. So massive. One section I don't want skipped is the Ray fight. You find a way to skip the Ray fight, I'll be a very, very sad boy. That's my favorite fight.
But if you skip Solidus' speech before Ray's, well, that's a different question.
That would qualify, because that's 90 seconds. And that would be, for this category, that would be path to 100 for record. That would be enough. Actually, no, that would be a path to 59.
Did you see what Joe wrote in the wall?
The second time around?
Mm-hmm.
No, I looked away.
Your favorite word.
Oh, jeez. Fine. There we go. Might as well. It's sniping. Gotta spice it up a little bit. Now he's putting hay.
The backwards H? Or is that... I think some of his bullet holes disappeared.
Yeah, probably. Once you shoot a number of them, then they start to disappear. All right, Vamp 2, done. Okay, that was a good Vamp 2 fight. Oh, such a good fight. Oh, Joe, why are you shooting the birds? Like, don't do that. Birds do to you.
You know exactly what the birds did to him. What do you mean?
My God.
For those
Joe
who aren't
has
aware,
had a lot of... Go ahead.
it is a thing, particularly in the Show 1-2 connecting bridge when you're sniping all the sensors just before Harrier, where a bird will just fly right in front of you, and you'll shoot it instead of, like, the sensor usually on the Cypher. It's good times. And by good times, I mean terrible times.
Joe has had that happen to him so many times. It is ridiculous.
All right, maybe Joe's going to find the infamous Vamp 2 skip. Let's go.
That would be probably not bounty worthy, but it would be nice.
It's been a while,
Ugh,
hasn't it?
little trouble, but works.
Jack the Ripper.
You know this fellow?
You remember me, don't you? You've grown. High concentration of cerebral implants. Have they altered your memory, too?
All right, let's see if Joe can get to Arsenal in one piece.
Olga, you can't keep this up. They're bound to find you.
Listen, I'll free you in a little while. Brace yourself.
Looks like he will, no problem, and both will be at endgame. But it would take B-Man missing the Jejunum gap plus something else probably at this point. The gap is just that big.
Is there somebody there?
All right, does the punch, cartwheel, and is over the gap, no problem. So BMN in really, really good shape to reach the final. I mean, outside of Harrier, Joe has played pretty well, but just nobody can contest with the consistency of BMN. It's ridiculous. All right, let's see this Jejunum from Joe.
Joe Jenum.
Jejunum. All right, does the punch, cartwheel, and is over the gap, no problem as well. So
Clean.
very clean. The gap is about a minute, 10-ish, somewhere in that area. All right, Tengu 1 from BMN. He's going to go to the end of the room and then do a glitch to skip this fight, door glitch. Nice and clean.
Nice.
And Tengu 2, there can be a fair amount of RNG here as far as if the Tengus cooperate, if you hit them, if Snake helps and hits certain Tengus. I think B-Man's not going to go with Turbo. No, he is going to go with Turbo setup. He's just going to delay the start. This is something else that was also found by Major Zero recently. Doing Turbo here is a little more consistent.
Yeah, it turns out you can actually get a 45-second Tengu 2 fight doing this strat, which, what, that's 4? No. That's about 4
2.
seconds faster than what, 2 faster than what the best, basically, right?
Yeah.
Previously.
Yeah. Tonic had a 40, couple 47s. So, and he just got a 45 doing this. Not a great fight. A little shaky at the end, but it works. Meanwhile, Joe onto Tengu 1.
Not a bad idea, though.
Interesting line through Tengu 1.
I don't think he got shot either.
To retire Solid Snake's brother. S3 stands for
All right,
Clean.
Solid
decent
Snake
enough.
Simulation. It's a development program to artificially reproduce Solid Snake, the perfect warrior. The result is a Foxhound Commando. When
See what
Foxhound
Joe can
no
do.
longer exists, a simulated Solid Snake shaped by VR regimen. Sound like someone you know, Jack? I'm sorry to see you reduced.
He's going to go with Turbo as well for this
It
fight.
looks like he's aiming a little high and a little to the right. I wonder how this is going to fare for him.
Yeah.
Solid Snake's sudden
Looks like it's doing all right,
your
though.
Arrival. It was obvious the Patriots were among my ranks. I had to smoke out the agent before the mission entered the final phase. You came in handy as bait. Jack, those days during the Civil War were as real as they come. Every day was absolute, split between life and death. You ran from it, and now you've been led back to war by something less than real.
Pretty decent Tengu 2, to be honest.
Yeah, not too bad. So the gap's pretty much 90 seconds, the entirety of the Solidus speech before raise.
And traditional raise from B-Man, and he nails it.
Awake yet, Jack?
Yep.
GW, the Arsenal AI.
Care to explain the faster raise strat that you can do?
I admit that
Yeah, the faster raise strat is so precise, virtually no margin of error. You hit the middle ray first, but then you go right. You get a headshot on the right, and then you get a headshot on the left one. But you have to fire the first one so fast that way the second shot has a chance to land a critical shot on the second ray. It's something like 0.2 of a margin of error once you start the fight. It's just super risky, but if you nail it, it saves a little over a second on an 8-second fight, which is pretty massive.
It's not him I want the answers from.
All right, Solidus for BMN. Judging by his pace right now, this is a really good run.
Yeah, no major mistakes. I think the biggest mistake was his leap of faith shenanigans, right?
Yeah, and he messed up 2 cartwheels. He landed on his back for like his entire perimeter was a mess.
Yeah, for sure.
Otherwise, it's been pretty good other than some minor movement stuff. Maybe a chance at the best time in league so far. Who knows?
Let's hope.
It's got to be
Traditional raise also from
102.07. Yep. And he goes for the headshot. Interesting. All right, Solidus. Ooh, he misses the stab. A little bit of time lost there for BMN.
Good work, Jack. This is where
Gets the short dash. Very nice. time coming up for him here in a moment. That is time. GG to BMN for the victory. We'll see Joe finish this out and go to credits and get the official times, but that is a really, really good time. It's going to be a low 102. It just, what is it, is the question. If he wants the best time in league, he has to beat a 102.07. All right, solos from Joe. Gets a stab at the start, no problems. Gets a stab there as well. It's a little cleaner phase one from Joe.
It was a really good phase one. He was pretty aggressive on some of those early swipes and stabs. Oh, he didn't get
a
short.
long dad. Yeah, so it loses about a second.
Long dash, Joe. Ooh, and the parry. Nice.
Oh, little trouble there. Well, you knew the edge. All right, time for Joe. All right. So there you have it. BMN will be on to the final against either me or Plywood. And the me versus Plywood match will happen in about 11 hours-ish, give or take. But we'll go to the score screen. We'll get these official times. Maybe get an interview from maybe Joe or somebody. Who knows? So yeah, this is going to be a low 102 for sure. I think it's going to be like a 1x, like a 102.17 or something like that. I mean, there is a bonus for having the best time in league single run. It's a $50 bonus. $100 goes to the league winner and an Amazon gift card. You get 50 for the best time and 50 if that run is world record, which nobody's really come close to record per se. So it's unlikely to happen.
Welcome,
There's
Joe.
incentive. Hey, Joe.
Hey guys, everybody watching. Yeah, GG's to B man. I kind of had a feeling something like this might happen, and he definitely earned his place where he's going.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you play pretty well outside of Harrier unfortunate issues, but your swim glitch was good. You were fairly consistent throughout. It's just B-Man is hard to contend with. His consistency is just ridiculous.
Yeah, my only strategy going into this was hoping he would make a mistake, and that's just wasn't happening with him. Well, at least maybe from his point of view, he felt like he made mistakes, but he's a good runner. He knows a lot of the tricks, pretty much everything there is to know to optimize it. I'm still trying to get it down to, the godly, 101 range that you guys are at now. But it was a good race. I had fun. I think chat enjoyed a little bit of a showing at the end, even though I promised the day before I wasn't going to meme for this race.
Well, chat definitely had faith in you because this is the first time we used the prediction channel points thing. 57% of people did vote for you. So a lot of people had faith.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good things that came out of this, but I think it was like after Harry, I knew I was in big trouble, and I believe he had what seemed like northeast aims. Of course, I get northwest just to keep the meme going. I was
Yeah.
really hoping I wouldn't get it, and sure enough, he was there. But it was a good time.
Yeah, it was definitely entertaining for sure. But you're not done. You do have a third place match tomorrow, time to be determined either against myself or Plywood, depending on that outcome later on. So more baseball for you. So
Nice.
more memes. But yeah, and then those for those who are just joining us, we had to move up this race because me versus Plywood. Plywood is having some major internet issues, and it was right from the get go, so it's not like it happened midway through. So we were in tanker, and he just dropped to basically a 0 bit rate. So we decided to postpone the match until late tonight after he gets off of work. So in about 11 hours or so, 12 p.m. Eastern, somewhere in that neighborhood, we'll go live with our semifinal, um, and just do it then. And hopefully, no internet issues, because if there's internet issues again, that could lead to a forfeit. I don't know. So,
I mean, it's a shame I couldn't throw my internet in because we're both in the same region. Both
right,
use the same ISP, so it's like Plywood, take my internet,
right.
beat D Lives. I mean, wait.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, even
Wow.
you said yourself you want somebody to beat you.
I mean, I think I have if I get to the final, I think I got a pretty good chance of losing to BMN. I mean, I'll be frank, I'm tired of EE. Honestly, I'm kind of burnt out of the
Man,
category.
aren't we all?
Yeah, I'm ready for this thing to be over with, but his consistency is just scary. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good things that came out of the whole league from the regular season to the playoffs, and I don't know what the world record time was when it started versus where it is now, but I imagine it's changed quite a bit,
Yeah,
given implementing turbo and just things people were finding.
yeah. So when we started, I had it at a 102.14. It has changed 5 times since then. Bestwick currently has it. It's unsubmitted, but he does have it at a 101.42. So we've improved upon it by 32 seconds in 3 months, which is massive for this category.
Hashtag release the splits.
Right. Yeah, we're waiting for him to submit that run or his splits or something. He says he's not happy with it, which is why nobody's really seen it yet. So,
Yeah, I guess I'd just leave that up to the individual. But honestly, if I was in that position, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm submitting that baby." just, just send it in, just to as a I guess for bragging rights. But it's his run. But I'm actually happy. Bestwick even ran the category again because I knew, especially like as well, like he had the potential during like the last VE tournament we did.
yeah, he made it to the tournament final and had all kinds of hold one issues, which cost him the win, really. Um, he had world record briefly at that time with all this new tech, but he lost so much time on his Solidus fight that I think he just kind of like said, "Screw it, I'm walking away for a while," and I don't blame him. So, but he's come back stronger than ever. I mean, I know he's a busy person and he's very particular about what he submits to boards. And it's usually good stuff when he does. So I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully seeing this record video soon, and should be really good.
Yeah, holds suck.
They do. They really do.
Except the way I do it, then it's kind of fun, but they still suck.
All right, we are nearing the end of the credit sequence for BMN. I think this is probably going to be like a 102-12. Something, I think it's something that good.
I'm just gonna say it's 104.20 for me, even though I don't know what my time is gonna be. I already know it's not a PB.
Yeah,
Far from it. Which, by the way, speaking of submitting runs, I still got to submit that 102.50 run
you
that
do.
I'm running these splits against.
We need that on the board for sure. All right, so BMN receives.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa!
Wow. The
Oh,
first 101 in league, and he has the best time in league so far. Are you kidding me?
wow. I give a round of applause to B Man, dude. He deserved to win.
Well,
By 9 seconds.
I am allowed to drop one F-bomb. I am fucked. God. Oh my god. Jeez. That's just dumb.
That's incredible.
So he posted his splits, right? In our backstage channel. He was minus 16 after Harrier, and he ended minus 5. So he lost 11 seconds. My God.
The guy is a madman.
Well, let me award the points for channel points. There you go, winners. Oh my God. Well, this should probably be a mid 103 for Joe then.
Nice.
Yep, 103.37. So not too bad. Not too bad, but nobody was beating that time. Are you kidding me, dude? Like, that's just dumb. But we do got another semifinal, but it's not for another, like I said, 11-ish hours or whatever. But man, I am so scared if I get in the final, and Plywood should be too. Like, just, oh my God. So let's look at the bracket one more time. Should be updated as of now. BMN to the final. It'll be against either myself or Plywood. And that is coming up later this evening. So